I just want to break down a couple things if I can, and I might not even be able to, because how hard it is to break down. I already did this one, okay? When in fact the flow is completely contrary to the Tao. And how can I say the flow is contrary to the Tao? Because our flow is unsustainable and the Tao is sustainable. And the way which can be named is not the eternal way. But the way which is unsustainable is also not the eternal way. Now, maybe you can't say what the Tao is, but you can sure as hell say what it isn't, and what it isn't is a whole planet full of people who think they're following the Tao, whatever the fuck that is, and in fact, they're living this crucially growing every day, getting bigger and bigger and bigger consumer society of swallowing, based on swallowing other things, is what our society is based on. Swallowing the world around us, swallowing other cultures, and especially swallowing your emotions. Because everything in your heart tells you that this is fucking bullshit. And then every psychiatrist and the doctors and the teachers and all of our tribal leaders tell us to shut up. Which would never happen in a true tribe, because the tribal leaders are all about, the number one objective of the tribal leader is to hear every voice of everybody in the tribe. That's not the number one objective of our tribal leaders. The number one objective of our tribal leaders, of our, Kofis and Bushes and whatever, is to keep this machine going. The number one goal is more machine instead of happy people. And that's the difference between our giant society and a tribe. There is a big difference between, there's the whole over here, life is about trying to be happy and making your life your art and all that hooty-hoo, which I totally buy into and dig on hardcore. Now, here's my problem with Todd, if you're going to watch this, which you won't, I know, because why would you? You're off making your life into art and contributing to the pyramids, is that you can't put them together right now. It would be about making your life your art. It would be about making your life your art. But it's not right now. And if it is for you right now about making your life your art, then you're part of the problem. Because you don't understand that we need a change here. And yeah, change always happens, and it's gonna come eventually, and maybe we can sit back and let people figure it out, and let the scientists figure it out, but that's bullshit too. We need to make our own changes. There's no way we can make a change as a society, because the problem is the society. The only way to make a change as a society is to each, in our own individual way, not some newspaper article, not some government mandate, just to move away from the society and to find a different way. We don't need it. We don't need it. We all think that we need it. And even if you get rid of that meme, there's still the one where we all really want it. So if you want it, fine. But then fuck you. Because you're killing my children. You're killing my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren. And if you don't know that, that's when you need to do more research. Jeffrey Squirrel, I know that you're there, man. But they're not all there. Everybody's not there. So it's up to us right now, perhaps with YouTube, to make everybody there. Make them get there. Fucking call me Malcolm X or whatever. I am not Martin Luther King. Like, freedom before peace, as RBG, revolutionary but gangsta, dead prez, says. We need to do some shit. And I don't mean we need to go out into the streets and riot, and I don't mean we need to all join Greenpeace. By do some shit, I mean do something new. I don't mean riots. That's not new. And I don't mean Greenpeace. That's not new. And I don't even mean conversation is the goal. That's not new. The conversation is here to find out what we're going to do. And it's not going to be what we are going to do as a society. It's what I'm going to do and what you're going to do. And I would hope I get some responses, because this is the way to do it, is with the video responses. This is what I was trying to do with Todd, is just back and forth, back and forth. Matt, Red Light Rocket, is all about it. But of course, I guess I just gotta get into watching these long videos. I have this turn off for 10-minute videos, but then I post all these long videos, so I guess I'm just a hypocrite, right? Daxter, okay? This is the planet. It's like this big mountain like this. And there are all these plateaus all over the mountain with these little pools of water in them. You know what I mean? For a while, there was nothing, and then there was a big bang, and then there was a big mountain, and then people evolved in the form of pools of water all over the mountain on these little plateaus. And then a couple pools long ago, and this is why it's obviously human nature, because it happened randomly, China, Mesopotamia, and Egypt, completely randomly, so it's natural. Society is natural. People build civilizations, that's how it goes. We're smart, we want to build things, so we do it. So all the pools, these pools of water, start trickling down the side of the mountain and collecting other pools of water. But the river is eroding the mountain. And of course the river doesn't know that. It just knows to keep flowing down the mountain. But it's eroding the very mountain that it flows on, and if it keeps flowing down this mountain, the river scientists have found out that there will be no mountain for it to flow on. Well, maybe there will be a mountain, but it won't be the type of mountain with people water on it. So all that we have to do to stop flowing down the mountain is to stop flowing down the mountain. You can't stop the flow of the river by taking a big rock, recycling, bam, and putting that in the river. Just because you put the rock of recycling, or the rock of hybrid cars, or the rock of the Peace Corps, or the rock of New World Order and some giant world government, that doesn't change the fact that we are all trying to flow down the mountain. And all I want to do is find a pool and chill in it. And that's all everybody wants to do. They think at the bottom of the mountain there will be this giant pool where we can all chill. Maybe that's true. But what is definitely true is, in our race to get down to this other pool, we're eroding the mountain, and we need to just chill in a pool. Here's one more. There was the Earth for however many years. Whole bunch. Big Bang, Earth. Shit on the Earth. Dinosaurs, shit happened, dinosaurs went extinct, new shit evolved, birds or whatever, I don't even fucking know, and then people evolved, and then a couple 100,000 years ago, a couple groups of people built these trains. And they didn't know where they were going with the train, or even what they could do with the train, or what might be out there. They just wanted to go. They said, this sucks, we're going to build a train, we're going to go. That's exactly what happened. And so they built the train, and then they built like 20 feet of track, and they're like, hey, fuck it, we don't need the rest of the track, let's just get on the train and go. So chugging along, and it's kind of like Wallace and Gromit, where he's like putting the tracks of the train down as he goes in front of it. So we're all putting the tracks of the train, train's getting bigger and more populated, so we keep adding on cars to the end of the train. We go through a big group of people who are just sitting in the middle of the woods, and our train comes through, and we're like, hey, get on the train, get on the train! So we pull them all onto the train, and then we're all on the train, and then they're like, I don't know about this, shut up! We got some pot on the train, here, take a t-shirt, and play Xbox. So then we're all riding along the train, wearing our coolie jerseys, and smoking big blunts, and playing Xbox on the train, and we're chugging along, oh, it's on the train! And some of us, way in the distance, for a while, for a long time, there have been people who they get up on the top of the train and they look out where we're going, and they see we're about to go off the fucking edge of the Grand Canyon. Now maybe there are people at the bottom of the Grand Canyon, and if we weren't on a train, we could just walk down to the bottom of the Grand Canyon and chill down there. But to go off the Grand Canyon in a gigantic train, it's disaster. It's total disaster. And these people have been going up to the conductors and saying, yo, we need to get off this train. And the conductors are saying, well, I get paid to conduct this train by the train company, so I'm going to keep conducting this train. And they go to the coal shovelers who are shoveling coal, and they say, we need to get off this train. And the coal shovelers are saying, whatever, like, pass me some coal. And then they go over to the passengers, and they say, you guys, we need to get off the train. And the passengers say, shut up, change my Xbox game, re-roll me this blunt, or pass me a bottle, or, some bullshit. And all I want to do is just get off the train. I don't like it on this train anymore. And this is not the ride that Bill Hicks is talking about. That's the ride of life, and this is what's so hard to get. Yes, life is a ride, But within this ride, there is a train that I want to get off of. I want to get off the train, and I want to go just back to the ride of the Ferris wheel of life, or whatever, okay? This train is going nowhere, and I don't even like it. I'm sick of all the shit on the train. I've been up and down these cars. I have seen the shit that there is. You know, there's strip malls, and there's highways, and there's rest stops, and there's fucking underarm deodorant factories, and there's pharmaceutical companies, and there's therapists, and there's a hell of a lot of loneliness and dead-end jobs. I want to get off this train. My message isn't wake up. It's basically wake up. But to everybody who's already awake, some people are sleeping on the train. They don't even know they're on a train. They've been asleep for 20 years in the sleeping car. So those people, wake up! But all of you, everybody else, including me, I'm on the train right now. I'm speaking to you on the train, chugging along, and I'm looking out the window. How do we get off? I don't know how to get off. I don't know how to get off. I don't know how to get off. So you have to help me figure it out. How do we get off of the train? And this is what YouTube is for. This is so we can take our minds together and figure out how to get off this train.